Welcome back to my channel. It's the only place where we discuss polyester skirts and existential dread in the same breath. Today we will dive into something I know very well. Next time maybe thrifting, aka treasure hunting, sustainability, and from time to time emotional damage, because the world has decided that second-hand clothing should cost as much as my salary. So today let's talk about dark side of thrifting, what we already know, what they don't tell you, and why is the thrift store becoming basically new luxury boutique. So grab your tea or holy water. Let's start with obvious. Why everything is suddenly so ridiculously expensive? I remember when wool coats were like 3 times cheaper than they now. And don't get me started on skirts. Apparently someone in the back decided that polyester skirt from 2009 is now Y2K aesthetic. It's from H&M. I know, I was there. Globally, thrift store prices has increased from 25 to 40% in last 5 years. Many thrift stores use dynamic prices based on trend analysis. So in case you're wondering why your local thrift store starts looking like a luxury boutique, it's because somewhere, somehow noticed that people are willing paying like 60 euros for cargo shorts. Let's talk about the myth of sustainable thrifting. Thrifting is great, I love it, but can we admit that we sometimes just overdo it? Like buying 8 skirts and justifying it because it's thrifted. Average person buys 60% more clothing than even 15 years ago and keeps items half as long. Donation also not really solving this overconsumption because only 10 to 20% of donated items are actually going to the thrift store. The rest of the clothes goes to landfills or gets burned. Buying secondhand is better than fast fashion, but it doesn't cancel overconsumption like a magic spell. So before you're buying something, just ask yourself, do you really need to have this item? The answer is usually no. At this point, I feel like every thrift store is 30% Shein, 20% Zara, and then some random polyester. And somewhere hiding like a cryptid, one linen shirt. Thrift stores globally report a massive increase of fast fashion donations. Some shops now receive 100 Shein pieces every single day. Many of these items are actually brand new, worn one time because of some micro trend and then dumped. It's tragic, but I get it. So if the choice is that this polyester stuff, it goes to landfill, or I can reuse it and make it, for example, a Halloween costume out of it, then Halloween costume it is. In my personal opinion, buying fast fashion secondhand and repurpose it for your own use, it's still better than letting it rot in the sun for 200 years. But the fact that now thrift stores are infected with ultra-fast fashion like a plague is really depressing. The resellers. You know them. You've seen them. The girl who runs through the racks like she's on a supermarket sweep. The guy who grabs all jackets in all sizes. So when you come there, there's nothing for you to choose from. Resellers have turned thrifting in a competitive market. They often use their connections, store employees, bulk buying, and then resell it at 5-10 times bigger price. Meanwhile, thrift stores raising their prices to keep up with the resellers' demand. I love small vintage business. I also resell my old stuff too. But the issue is when it stops being curation and becomes about everything that I have inside just to flip. That's when regular people like you and I can't find anything. Okay, this one is hurts, but let's talk. Unfortunately, most donated clothes don't even go to the thrift store rack. Only very small percentage actually ends up in local thrift stores. The rest is shipped overseas and creating textile waste crisis. Tons of clothes are dumped in landfills from Europe alone. So when you're donating your Zara blouse and thinking maybe it will help a struggling mom, It might actually help to create a mountain of textile garbage in West Africa. The system is broken and we need to face that. Let's be honest about the quality of clothes in thrifting stores. Quality has dropped because of low quality in the donation streams. Fast fashion pieces fall apart very quickly. Natural fabrics very often are bought once and worn until death. And vintage clothing is basically not existing. All these textiles of good quality are already 40 plus years old. When I find 100% wool at this point, I'm treating it like a relic. So should you still thrift? Absolutely, yeah. Thrifting is still amazing, it's sustainable, it's fun. Not always. It's how I dressed for the last 15 years. But we need to thrift mindfully. Do not overconsume it because it's secondhand. Try to choose natural fabrics when it's possible. Don't treat thrift stores like fast fashion brands. And if you can, support small, curated vintage sellers. And for the love of all that it's unholy, stop donating garbage. If your shirt looks like it survived a medieval battle, the thrift store don't want it. Give it a proper Viking burial. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. We will talk about more life, fashion, and why polyester will outlive human species. Leave a comment about your worst thrift store horror story. Until next time, bye!